The day I was leaving my father's house for the university, I packed every single thing that I own. And my father asked me a single question that would define the way I was going to see life then and right now. Welcome to episode 6 of Stories from My Former Life. So after writing JAMB twice and staying at home for 1 year, I was really excited when I got admission into the university. And I knew I was not going to do university from my father's house. Now, there were 2 reasons why I really wanted to leave my father's house. The first reason was the fact that I just wanted to do life on my own terms. At least let me play my guitar in peace. Secondly, as the first child with 4 other younger ones behind me, I felt this need to relieve my parents of the stress of feeding me, looking after me, one less mouth to feed. And being from a middle income family, I knew the stress it was taking care of 5 children. So I saw it as an opportunity to relieve them of that stress. And I wasn't really new to living on my own because I went to a boarding school. So this was just boarding school pro max. When I was packing everything that I owned, like anything that had my name on it, I packed them on. And they filled 1 Ghana must go, but I'm proud of it. So when I was dragging the thing outside, I had a very small body then, so I was dragging my stuff outside of the house to, board the tricycle to school. My father was like, "This one that you've packed everything that you own in this house, are you coming back?" Well, I wasn't, but not in the way you think, right? I was going to visit my parents, of course, but I was going to come back as someone who now makes her own decisions without needing permission. And I was going to live a life to show my parents that I can actually make good decisions by myself and they don't have to chaperone me, right? So I went to school. My dad would pay my fees and give me pocket money at the beginning of the semester. But after that, I was on my own. So I had to learn how to manage. That was the real Yakubu manage. So I would be very prudent with spending. Before I spend 1 naira, I would think of the consequence of wasting the money. Then I would now use that information to decide how to spend the money. So in my 200 level, I started a business with my friend who sells Zobo and popcorn. And later, my 400 level, I sold Tom Brown. Anybody that attended University of Jos and stayed in Abuja hostel between 2015, 2016, 2017 would know me because I went around the hostel selling my Tom Brown. That made me some, small money that I could use to settle some of my needs. It was so good that my father had to call me one day and was like, "You've not called me for months to ask for money. How are you surviving?" And I would just laugh about it and say, "Oh, God is providing," and all of that. But what I didn't know is that I was journeying into hyper independence. Now, while it was good on one hand because I learned self reliance, self leadership, on the other hand, I was destroying my ability to ask for help, to be able to delegate, and then I felt incredibly lonely